everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm excited to talk about the Harris 180 Cruiser LX. This is an 18-foot model from Harris. It's a simple boat, but not everybody needs a really complicated, crazy boat, but we want to really focus on this because it is a good seller for us. This Cruiser LX line is different than the Cruiser line you see from Harris. So there's a Cruiser and then a Cruiser LX. The LX is a little bit more the economy version. It's a 2-2 boat only, but it's a simple boat. And for people who want to get the price down, who don't need anything crazy, this is a really, really good option. So this boat is available. We're going to look at the 18-footer today. It's also available in a 16-footer and a 20-foot version. So a couple things I'll point out here on the get-go is the good space utilization, good design. There's only a limited amount you can do on an 18-foot, but we always want to leave enough space in the bow of the boat to enter and exit and board. So you've got about a 2-foot space up here. So as people enter from the dock or whatever, you've got enough space to do that, but not so much space that you're killing the interior. The other thing I really like about this boat, we have a simpler panel design. So we've got a little bit lower panels from a fencing perspective, but we also do maintain a nice kind of design. So if you look at the boat from the side, you got some swoops down in the back, and it has some of the Harris, kind of the lines that you see on some of the higher end Harrises, even on this Cruiser LX model. Two other features I really like on the exterior of this boat is you do have a rubber bumper around the entire realm of the boat. So if you do hit a dock or something, you're not going to, ding up your rails too bad. So you do have a rubber bumper, and then these spray fins, which are on the inside and exterior of the boat. A lot of companies will have kind of that be a sharp object, but there's a lot of times there's kids or grandkids swimming around here, and by not having any sharp edges, I think that's a nice little touch to kind of finish that off a little nicer. So a couple little safety things that I do like about this Harris that you don't normally find on a value-oriented boat. So the transom area, kind of similar to what we talked about in the bow. We've got about a 1.5 to a 2-foot area, so the kids can jump on and off the boat easily. People can board the boat if you're entering and exiting off of a dock pretty easily. So that, again, a good design there, kind of maximizing the interior space, but still allowing good access to the boat from the transom and from the bow. This particular one has the optional built-in fuel tank, which I believe is a 24-gallon tank, and it's a direct fill, and you can fill it from, if you're trailering the boat, you can fill it from either side at the gas station because it's located right in the middle. It has very limited feedback with a direct fill setup, so a good size fuel tank there. Typically how we're going to equip them at Buckeye is the 18s and the 20-footers are going to have built-in fuel tanks. A lot of times we'll just do a 6-gallon portable for the 16-footer. So depending on the horsepower you select, you can get whatever you want there. And the last thing here, again, normally you'll find kind of a chintzy, narrow boarding ladder on a boat like this, but this one does have a nice kind of wide panel, 4-step ladder. So again, a little bit more of an upgraded ladder over what we normally find on a value boat. So as we're inside the Harris Cruiser 180, the first thing is I just feel like this boat feels a lot bigger than an 18-foot boat. It kind of feels more like a 20-foot boat, and that's part of that excellent space utilization that we talked about earlier. This boat's rated for up to 9 people, and there's actually really, if you count the number of seats and where people sit, particularly if you have kids involved, there's definitely a place to sit for everybody. But they also do some things that I really like, from a standpoint of these seats are wider than you normally find on a value-oriented boat. They're probably 2 to 3 inches wider, so it gives you a little bit more, coverage and comfort from the seat perspective. This transom seat area, you've got stored underneath all 3 cushions. You've got 2 cup holders located up on the corner there. And then the other kind of simple thing, which seems like a simple kind of a add-on, is having these little cup holders down here. Because we don't have them built into the furniture, we kind of have these little ones down here kind of out of the way. Not necessarily something that people trip over, but something that's just gives you an additional extra couple cup holders. There's actually 4 of those located around the boat to give you some little extra cup holder access. So if I'm looking around right now, I see 4, 5, 6. There's 7 or 8 cup holders on this boat, which is pretty good without having anything take up furniture space or anything like that. There is a table that comes with this boat. It's an optional table, but we included on this from Harris. As we move into the dash, I do like here, we see kind of it's kind of got a slant to it, a little bit of almost a really, really high-end looking dash for a value-oriented boat, but we also slim it down. We don't make it too wide. We are limited in the space of this boat, so kind of having it be, integrated into that bow seat where you have a lean back is pretty cool. And then I've got, you know, plenty of space for myself. I'm a bigger guy, 6'2". I've got leg room. I've got this little space for my feet. I've got a conveniently located throttle control where my arm is still on the armrest. I do have a tilt, this is an optional tilt wheel, okay? So I've got that. We've got the Jensen stereo system with 2 speakers and Bluetooth compatibility, so that's again pretty cool. And then all your traditional gauges and switches, you know, your trim gauge, fuel, RPMs, and speed, all located on this boat. So it's a simpler dash, but it's clean, it's nice, a little bit high end for this type of boat. It's definitely a very high end feel for a boat of this price point. So as we move into the bow, this is kind of where you're going to see the differences between the 18, the 20, and the 16. Really that back configuration with the dash is going to be the same on all 3 models, but on the 20-footer you're going to see a little longer couches up here. On the 16-footer you're going to see a little shorter couches up here. But right now, they're easily can sit 2 to 3 people on each side on the 18-footer. I do like the lounge back, as discussed earlier, on the front there, where it kind of slants into the dash area. There's also a big storage compartment there that you can slide a cooler. And then the other thing I like about the way this boat's configured is we do have a gate here on the port side, but there's a little space here where we can put a cooler or kind of that stuff, or maybe like some type of like little serving area or something could be put right here. So there's a little bit of extra floor space to do something with. So again, that's pretty cool as well. And then from a storage perspective, you know, we've got storage underneath all these, and then, you know, rather than, you know, putting in some cheap hardware, they have a pretty nice heavy duty stainless steel hardware. There's 2 pieces on here, so, you know, it feels pretty heavy duty. And then they do things like a little water management system with the, you know, you see the little black strip there to kind of keep things, you know, for water from kind of draining in there. It's not watertight, but it helps. You know, again, on a less expensive boat, any little thing that they add is always going to be beneficial. So overall, this boat, very, very nice, simple boat. It's rated for up to 75 horsepower. Normally, we'll sell these with maybe, you know, if you have a horsepower restricted lake, you can put a 9.9 or a 20 on here. If you want just kind of a general overall good motor to use, the 60 is probably the best motor to put on here from a use perspective. If you want a little bit more power, I think on the 20-footer you can put a 90 on it. So that's an option as well. So if you want to get a little bit more speed, you can do that. But, you know, overall, simple, good little boat, but loaded with a lot of features you don't normally find on a price point like this, especially nowadays. Prices keep going up. This boat, you know, maintains a really, really good value in the marketplace. So thanks for checking out the Harris Cruiser 180 LX with us here at Buckeye Sports Center. For more information, you can view videos on, you know, from us with Harris, and as well as 2 other pontoon brands and 14 brands total on our YouTube page. If you like this video on YouTube, subscribe to our page. We appreciate it. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.